Hello, everybody. It's Joshua and Allison Fletcher. It's great to see you. It's another one of our marriage enrichment messages. Every Wednesday, we do these at 7 p.m. Vitamins, for your marriage. And tonight's night is all about shut the door. Shut the door. Shut the door means things that we can do in our marriage, in our lives, that allow God to do other things that only He can do. In other words, godly habits that help our marriage get strong and healthy. And tonight we're going to talk about things we can do on a daily basis. On a daily basis. So that's what we're going to talk about. And you know what? Sometimes we think that all the things that we need to do need to be spiritual things. But the truth is, like reading your Bible and praying and fasting and all these things. But the truth of the matter is that anything can be really a holy, godly practice. Anything that we do that focuses us on God and His purposes and plans for us can be a holy spiritual discipline. So we're going to talk about those today. And I like that a lot because this is kind of the thing I really like is talking about things I get to do with my wife. That's fantastic.
And there are things that we do individually and then things that we do together.
Right.
Which one do we want to do first?
Well, first off, I want to give you an illustration of why these things are so important. So, your shoes have these little holes in them. They're little eyelets where you put it's called an aglet, if you didn't know. The end of a shoelace is called an aglet. And you put the aglets through the eyelets on your boots or your shoes, and then you pull them and it tightens them up. Now imagine what would happen if you didn't have those eyelets to put the shoelaces through. Your shoes just wouldn't fit quite right. And daily disciplines are those things that are they're constantly there helping your marriage to fit, helping things to work well and be tight, and so for me, there are types of these daily disciplines: having coffee together in the morning, or I make the bed. For most of the time I'll make the bed. If it was up to me, I probably wouldn't make the bed in the morning, but Allison likes to come home to a made bed, so I make the bed every morning for her.
Well, I appreciate that you do that.
And it's just,
I do some mornings, but he's really good to do it.
And you would think that would be a spiritual discipline, but as I make the bed, I might be praying for her. I might be thinking about her. A lot of times I'll put a note there beside her bed to say, "Hey, I love you." It's just a simple little note. And just an encouraging word for her. Or if the Lord tells me something to tell her, I'll put it there. So that's something I can do every day. What are some things that you would say?
I think for me it's really important to start the day in prayer and just Bible reading in the morning before I head out to work. And so I daily try to pray for Josh, for his day, the things that he's facing, your health. I also try every morning before I leave to go give him a kiss and tell him goodbye. And for me that's just important, even for to receive that as well, for him to tell me goodbye. There's just a right. thing there.
We tell each other goodbye. And we try to give each other eye contact and say hello when they come home from work. Or when we haven't seen each other in a while, when we see each other.
Yeah, I think that's just starting the day. It's a good way. And then during our day, we try to check in, whether it be a call or a text. Not every day, but I think most days we do that.
Almost every day.
We check in, whether it's a little text or a call or something like that during lunch. Mm-hmm. So
right.
I think that's been a good thing.
Something for me that's been a daily discipline that you would think it would be good for me, and it is. It's good for my soul, and that's spiritual journaling. So I have my time with the Bible and prayer, but I also have spiritual journaling, and that's a conversational relationship with God. And the truth of the matter is that's really helpful for your marriage, because when you are having a conversational relationship with God in your journal, very often the people who are closest to you will come up in conversation with the Lord. And so by having that conversation with God, like Allison said, she prays every morning. She journals too.
Yeah.
It is a great spiritual discipline to have that will help your marriage. So those are some things. And look, these are things we do, and there are many other things that we could be doing. Your relationship, your marriage is going to be different than ours, and different than your neighbors. And so the things that you choose to do and how you choose to do them should be very much spirit led, and should be very much something that fits your relationship for the season that you're in. When we had little kids, it was all we could do to give each other time alone. Right? Because they're always running around, and so that was a thing, giving each other time every day alone if we could. There are just so many things, long list. And it's really good to have a conversation with your spouse about the things you want to have every single day that would be important to you. Mm-hmm. I know it would be a very strange thing for me just to leave the house without saying goodbye. That would be strange. Now, for some people, that might not be a big deal. They know that where they have to go and when they have to go, and the spouse is not worried about that and knows where they need to be. But for us, that would be really strange, right?
It feels strange when it doesn't happen.
Yeah, when it doesn't happen, it's like I forgot something, right? And I have to come back in the house and say.
Well, it becomes a habit. Like the more, if you know it's important to your partner, your spouse, and you do that over and over again, it becomes a habit. So when you don't do it, then you know.
And then we know.
And
you will know that you're making progress when you go out of your way to do the thing that you forgot to do. For instance, me going back in the house because I didn't say goodbye, right? Or giving her a kiss in the morning because we didn't, or texting her during the day. I forgot to send her a message. I got so busy, and going ahead and doing that real quick. You will know that you're making progress when you have to stop what you're doing and it makes something inconvenient at the moment to do that. Or when you feel bad because, oh my gosh, I was supposed to do that. You know what that feeling is, that, oh, I should have done that. And
sometimes it's just a little nudge. Yeah. It's not like an inconvenience. It's just a nudge, like,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So anyway, that is Shut the Door, and it's the daily things that we do. And next week we'll be doing Kingdom Come, and we'll be talking about how we develop this community around us, and we'll be taking an aspect of what Kingdom Come should be. And we're just going to keep going and talk about those three areas that we're always talking about: agree with heaven, shut the door, and Kingdom Come. And if you have something specific that you would like us to address or talk about, we can do that too. Just send me a message at joshua@pursuechristianliving.org, or send a little thing on Facebook, right? Mm-hmm. And we'll see if we can work it in or something. So God bless you all, and we will talk to you next time.
Bye.